Hey guys, it's David from the N900.com. Today we're going to show you how to play with your Nokia N900 right now before you get the phone. Basically, we're just going to be setting up a Nokia N900 emulator. So if you're not already there, go to the site, the-N900.com, spell like that, and search for our Wanna Play with a Nokia N900 Right Now video. Okay, to begin, download VM Player. It's a free program by clicking on the link in step number 1. And then once it downloads, we're going to unzip it. Okay, once you download the VM player, you're going to right click it and extract it to here. Okay, once it's done extracting, double click the file and double click the exe to install it. Okay, once VM player is installed, go back to our site and go to section 2. We're going to download the MIMO virtual machine files. Now they come in 2 separate pieces and they need to be combined back together before we can unzip them. But go ahead and download both of them. You can click on the little link right here to go to the MIMO official page. Make sure you agree to the terms and conditions. It'll take you then to the download section and download the files named these 2 files right here. They are pretty large files, so it will take a little bit, but once they're done downloading, then we're ready to go to the next step. Okay, once we have those 2 files, we're going to download 7-zip because 7-zip will allow us to combine them back together and then unzip them. So click on this link here, download 7-zip, and then install it to your computer. And once it's done, we can go to the next step. Okay, so once we've downloaded and installed 7-zip, we can go to 7-zip File Manager. And then we're going to find the folder that we saved our files in. Okay, once we find them, we're going to click on the first one so that it's highlighted. Don't double click, just click once. We're going to right click it then and click Combine Files. It should automatically find the second file. Once it does that, you just click OK. And it's going to turn them into 1 zip file combined. Okay, so once it's done doing that, we can right click the new zip file and extract it to its own folder. Okay, so once we're done there, it should have its own folder, and you should see all these fun files inside. And that's it for that. Now we're going to the next step. Okay, next we're going to open the VM player. So it's in VMware, VMware player. Called VM player down here at the bottom. We click that to open that. Okay, so once that opens, we click Open Virtual Machine. And then we're going to go to the new zip file that we extracted. And you're going to find a file inside. And it should only show 1 file because it only can see 1 file. So we'll click that and click Open. And it should bring you this screen. Now, it may ask you to install Linux tools. Please click OK and let it install. Once you're done with installing the Linux tools, then it'll bring you to this screen. And then you can scroll down a little bit and click Play Virtual Machine. If it asks you this, just say I copied it, hit OK. And let it start up. Okay, once it's done loading, you should see a screen that looks like this. As long as it looks like this, so far so good. Okay, now you want to click Applications, Accessories, and then Terminal to open a terminal. Okay, next we're going to type the following into terminal. If you look at our site, it has these written down, so you don't have to squint to try to see them on this screen. and then hit enter. And then hit enter again. Now, you should get something like this. Your name server is going to be different, but this is what your computer is using for its name server. So, you want to write this down, either in Notepad or whatever. Not mine, what yours says, because it's going to be different. And then, you can hit Control X to exit that, to get back to the terminal. Now, we're going to type, and hit enter. Should allow us into Scratchbox. Then we're going to type SB, C. And everything is case sensitive, so make sure you put things in caps if they're written in caps. X. If it gives you an error here, just ignore it. And then nano. Enter. Okay. And now this is what the MIMO emulator is using. So you need to make sure that the stuff that you wrote down before, you write into here so that it matches exactly the way that it's written before. Okay? Then when you're done there, you can hit Control X and then hit Y to save. Okay, once you've saved that, that's going to get the internet to work when you start launching the emulator. So, but now we need to close terminal and then open it back up. Start at the beginning. And we're going to type and make sure all your spaces and everything are in the right place. Okay, and a new screen is going to open. It's kind of fuzzy looking. Just get away from that. Go back to the terminal. You may see a few errors here. Just hit enter to get a new line. And we're going to type. And again, if you get an error at that line, just ignore it. I'm going to type. Play. Two. I'm not typing. Enter. And then and enter. Now this will take a second. So let it finish. And when it does, the screen in the background should pop up as your N900. And that's it. Then the next step would be to enable the downloading and installing of third-party apps. Okay, and that's what you should see when you're done. And you should be able to put your mouse in there and flick through. You can tap the screen. Add a widget. Move it around. And continue. Alright, so you can play right now. The next step is if you want to install applications, you have to follow the instructions that we have on our site. Well, the link that's on our site that links to a MIMO site that someone did the instructions. So it's called Red Pill Mode. You're going to click that and then follow those instructions there to get applications to work. And that's it. Enjoy.